Come on, y'all. Now we can't be doing this. We cannot be doing this shit here. Okay? We can't be doing this shit here. But I will say that I do believe this is just one portion of the war that has already begun. Trust me, it's already begun. It's already begun. It was already happening. But most definitely, this is just a portion of the war, which is the media. This is a problem, y'all. This is a problem. This is a problem. And let me say something to all the real survivors out there and the real victims out there. My heart is always with you. Always. It's always going to be with the real survivors and victims. We do not have, in this moment in time, it is too significant of a time for us to have to worry about this shit here. Everything is alleged in this country until it's brought to court and resolved. Okay? But I was listening to this podcast with Sean Atwood. Okay, I like him. And Ron. But I was listening to it. I was listening to this survivor, Mesha. Parts of her story was sounding credible. But I noticed she kept bringing up Allie's name every time she talked. So the way she was making it sound is if Allie knows all about her and everything. I don't know yet. I am going to look to see if there's anything that Allie can verify, but I am not sure. But I noticed that she keeps referring to Allie. So, but parts of her story seem off to me. But that's just because I'm just hearing. Okay. But the minute Jaguar came up on the panel, I immediately knew something was wrong. I immediately knew something was wrong. Because when she came up on the panel, she spoke to Sean and Ron directly, but said nothing to Mesha. Somebody else might not have caught that, but I caught it. And then I'm like, wait a minute, she didn't speak to her, hold on. And then not only that, she started talking, and she was talking about, I think, her background, something in her background. She was talking about that, but the point is, she went into talking. And at this point, she still hadn't talked to Mesha. So I said, uh-oh, something's wrong. I knew something was wrong when she came on there. So I'm going to let y'all hear. Because up until this point, before Jaguar came on, it was just these two. See? So I'm going to play it from here. And we're going to go from there. Because I haven't seen any more. I just knew that when Jaguar did that, I was like, uh-oh, something is wrong. I just knew something was wrong. So y'all listen. Oh my gosh.
It's not no. So I'm about to go take a lie detector test. I don't know what else to do. Like, I don't know what else to do. My mom, she's helping me as far as you need to go ahead and call this place so you can go get counseling. But really going to church and me praying and me reading the Bible, that's what's keeping me sane.
So Mesha, Jaguar has just joined us. Hello, Jaguar.
Hey guys, how are you? Hey Sean. Hey Rolo.
How we doing, Jag? How we doing?
Oh, fabulous. Just getting ready for my parents' anniversary. Cooking up a storm.
Yeah, you're cooking up their favorite meal.
Did y'all see that? I wasn't crazy, right? She just did that. Okay, hold on.
I don't know what else to do. Like, I don't know what else to do. My mom, she's helping me as far as you need to go ahead and call this place so you can go get counseling. But really going to church and me praying and me reading the Bible, that's
Look at Jaguar's face. Let me tell you something. I don't watch Jaguar every day, but I've watched her enough to know her expressions give her away a lot. I would know a lot about this because mine do too. But her expressions give away a lot, even if she's not showing her eyes, at least to me. Okay, so I know, I can tell something's wrong. I can tell.
what's keeping me sane.
So Mesha Jaguar has just joined us. Hello, Jaguar.
Hey guys, how are you? Hey Sean. Hey
Good.
Roro.
How we doing, Jag? How we doing? How we doing?
Oh, fabulous. Just getting ready for my parents' anniversary. Cooking up a
Oh.
storm.
Yeah, you're cooking up their favorite meal, right, for Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have
That's
you
all.
spoken to
Tradition,
Mesha
man,
before, Jaguar?
tradition. Huh?
Have you spoken to Mesha before?
Yeah, just once over with Natanya.
Okay, great.
I went over there to pray with her and let her know that there are people praying for her and to be encouraged, to be glad.
At this point, I sense the tension. At this point, I sense the tension on both sides. I've already peeked Mesha, and I already sense that something's going on with Jaguar. I just ain't heard it yet. Okay? But something, I can sense the tension. I can sense the tension with Mesha, but it's more like a hesitation, anxiety type thing. Like she's sensing something is wrong. That is what I'm saying with Mesha. So I'm just paying attention to what I know to look for, but I'm telling y'all something up.
Glad to be alive and, put the
Well,
past in the past.
we appreciate you coming in.
You
Thank
know,
you.
my green screen here, do you see it says thanks, Zoe? That's my blink twice lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really love that movie. It's so elegant. It's quite the totem. The yellow is for warning. And if you look through the film on so many different occasions, yellow pops up. The weirdo guy with the glasses, the heart glasses, all set upside down, trying to alert the girl that danger was there. I mean, it was a very elegantly written piece. And I mean, I've said myself that I have no doubt in my mind that they spoke with someone who had been there. So
if y'all don't know what Jaguar is talking about right now, she's talking about the movie Blink Twice. She said she's looking at the movie and she said, and no doubt in her mind, she had spoken with somebody that was there. That somebody had spoken with someone that was there to be able to create this movie. So this is what Jaguar is saying, that she knew that somebody, it may have came from somebody who was in the scene of that life. So that's where I just thought I'd bring y'all up to speed. That's what she's talking about right now. Interesting.
I just
Yeah, it's true. They took it from my police statement.
So the Mesha girl is saying, let me not call her a girl because she's a woman. The Mesha woman is saying that, yeah, they took it from my police report. What she's talking about is when Jaguar was talking about how somebody who was in the scene for that movie Blink Twice, it seems like somebody in the scene or on the scene would have given that information for that movie. That's what Jaguar was saying. So Mesha is saying that, yeah, they took it from my police report. So Mesha is saying that the script or the plot for the movie was made off of information that she said was in her police report. I think in New York. It was a police report she did. So she's saying that that's where the movie came from. The idea of the movie came from.
Interesting. What year was that?
That was 2012.
Just so you know, Jaguar did not believe her. I'm just telling y'all what I am observing. Jaguar can very well speak for herself. But what I am receiving is that Jaguar does not believe her. If she's asking this question.
Okay. Now, you said something very interesting the other day. And let's just be clear. Neither one of us have spoken online, offline, other than with Natanya, correct?
I've seen you. What I told Adrian is that I seen you in the club.
Hold on. Adrian. Mesha is saying she spoke with someone named Adrian. This is telling me, remember when I said in the beginning that when Jaguar came up, I looked at Mesha and I could sense the tension. I could feel the tension. I could tell the tension on both sides. I think this is might be one of the reasons why. Because Jaguar just asked her. She said, so we haven't spoken since Natanya, right? So basically, Jaguar is saying the only time I spoke to you was with Natanya. Mesha is saying, when she says, what I told Adrian was, that gives me pause. There seems to be some opposition here for some reason, where there was some miscommunication possibly.
And I remember you speaking about what the Cuban good and stuff, and
You
that
said
you
it was a strip. You said it was a strip club in Dallas.
in North Dallas. Yeah, it's called Dallas Cabaret. Dallas.
So Jaguar is asking her about how Mesha said that she met Jaguar or saw Jaguar at a club in Texas. In 2012.
Cabaret North and Dallas Cabaret South.
Cabaret. And this was, you remember it specifically, it was in 2012.
Yeah, because that's when I was living in the Highland Hills in Oak Cliff. That's why I'm staying in Oak Cliff. And
that would be unfortunate.
You went
exactly
there?
Exactly when was it that you were in the mental hospital?
That was like in 2005.
You see how Jaguar looking? I know this look all too well, okay? This is the look of confusion. That is the look of confusion right there. That's what that is. Okay? Jaguar's looking confused. So she's looking for clarification. That's why she asked me these questions.
I was there. 2005, 2006, something like that. That's when I got back home. That's how I got home, because they was trying to.
I need to inform you of some very real information about me, which can be easily charted on my Instagram. I've been traveling, performing, and living in many different various places all over the world. I did not decide to move to Dallas, Texas until 2016. Now, I did start working and gigging and recording in Dallas before 2016, when I first started frequenting it in 2014.
Whoa, wait a minute. What? I told y'all something was wrong. I told y'all I could sense the tension. Something's wrong. It seems that Jaguar is in check mode. And Mesha is looking like your account is overdrawn. You don't have no money. That's what she's looking like to me. Because Jaguar is challenging something that Mesha said about her. Because Mesha said that she saw Jaguar in 2012 in the club in Dallas. Jaguar is now saying that she didn't come out to Dallas to 2016, but she did have some gigs in 2014. Oh, wow.
After I left Philadelphia with my family. And see, I had moved me and my son to Shreveport, Louisiana. Now, in between that time, I took a contract with Dwayne Wiggins doing film and television production and recording and sound. In 2015, my son was arrested. I came back to Philadelphia. I got my family together. We moved to Dallas in 2016, and Giovanni came to
I was still
follow
dancing around
later
the time.
that
But yeah.
fall. Sweetheart, I was nowhere near Dallas, North Dallas, or a strip club in 2012 at all. Matter of fact, I was spending more time in Miami and Paris. Nowhere near.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, we don't need this. We don't need this. We don't need this here. We do not need this here. Woo! And this is the damage that misinformation and disinformation will do to you. You cannot be out here talking about things that did not pertain to you and expect somebody not to at some point check you on it. I don't understand why we would think that. I don't know how much, if any, of Miss Mesha's story is authentic. I don't know. But right now, what Jaguar did was call into question, even though it's for her own individual reason. She's made it public by coming on with here with Miss Mesha, because Miss Mesha said she saw Jaguar at a time where Jaguar is saying that's not possible. I don't blame her. This is her name. So if you're going to use her name, make sure you're telling the truth about what you know. Don't regurgitate something that came from someone else, because there's more than likely going to be pieces of the puzzle that's not reported that you're not going to know. And if you're questioned and you don't have an answer, what happens? That's why this is not okay. Because in the situation pertaining to the victims, the survivors, like me, real survivors now, and I'm not saying Miss Mesha is not, but when it comes to speaking on survivors, especially with what's going on right now in this time, at this time, with the sex trafficking of children, we cannot have this, especially when Allie Carter has presented so much evidence to her credibility. And she's speaking about her knowing of other survivors. When somebody comes out like Miss Mesha as a survivor, it's almost like she's getting vetted, not just by authorities, but she's getting vetted by real survivors and victims. And then she's getting vetted by the public. You got to be careful what you putting out here. Because if it was a situation where a survivor really needed your account to help assist with getting justice, and you've been out here telling bits and pieces of things that are not as you presented them, we may not be able to rely on you anymore. And then it makes it that much harder for real survivors and victims to get the justice they need. This is what we have to put a stop to. We cannot be out here doing this. We have to stop this. You cannot just take, and I am not saying that is what Miss Mesha did. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm making you guys aware of is that Jaguar is coming out here to challenge a survivor that says she saw her in a club in 2012 in a state that Jaguar is saying is not possible, could not have happened. She's challenging it. She's refuting it. That is a problem. Because she's already put her image out there as a survivor. Not only that, she's already put her image out there as a survivor that is a part of the Diddy situation, along with Allie Carter. So yes, this is big. And yes, this is why we cannot have this type of stuff. Where it's just best, if you don't know, if you can't remember, if you're not sure, it is okay to not say anything about that. And it's also okay to say that you're not sure. You can't exactly remember. Even though to Ms. Mesha's credit, she did say she may not have dates aligned. She can't remember all the exact dates and stuff like that. She did say that. But in this situation, Jaguar has had to come out here and stand on her name because her name was mentioned. And I completely understand that. That's exactly what she's supposed to do. Especially if she knows that when you give a time of reference, that's helping that other person too to think back. And if they think back and they're not on the same page as you have a problem. Because now you put their name out there in public. Oh.
Near Texas.
Yeah, but well, you have a
Wait a
twin out there
second.
that talked about the same thing we talked about.
Wait a
But
second.
okay.
Wait a second. I am telling you that story that you're telling about me as fact and true that you have repeated on several platforms now. It's not possible. It never happened.
To who? That I never talked to you?
No, not in 2012, not at the strip club.
Oh, I don't know what year. 2012 is the year that I think that I signed the paper.
That's what you've been saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the year I remember them contacting me. But I was having conversations with various people in the club because like celebrity Stevie J,
do you understand?
Stevie J and everybody was like coming to that club. Like a lot of people came up to that club.
I know who hangs out at Cabaret, and the reason why I know the girls at the strip club was because after I moved to Dallas in 2016, I was Lyft driving, and I always drove the girls home at night.
Yeah.
See, that was 2016.
So is it possible then that it's just a mix up of timelines or jagged memories, interlapping memories, overlapping from, I don't know.
No, I'm saying flat out, she never met me or spoke to me at all. I do not know her. The only time I've ever spoken to this young woman was with Natanya. I had nothing but positive things to say, and I still feel the same way. I do not believe you should be doing all that you're doing. I think you need to get counseling.
Yeah, I do need counseling.
I think you need to get in serious therapy immediately. I think you're doing yourself great harm. Do you realize that the things that you're sitting here admitting on camera, online, unaliving babies and cannibalism and such?
I'm going to tell you this. I told the police that they said I was in survival mode. It's the truth. It's the truth. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie.
The police will tell you anything
to
get you to admit things so that they can use them against you later in prosecution. I'm asking.
Well, why didn't they prosecute me then when I was crying and I was telling them what I went through?
Sweetheart, you ain't got to put it on me.
But they sent me home. I'm not trying to be disrespectful or come anyway, but they sent me home. They sent me home. I told them. Why didn't they go arrest him when I told them what he was doing? Why didn't they arrest him? And when it was coming in,
all of these interviews that you're doing yourself great harm.
Yeah, probably am. But after I get my way, I'm not.
The things that you're saying are gut wrenching for
It's
people
the
to listen
truth.
to. Yes, they're gut wrenching for people to listen to. So I can only imagine what it's like for you to keep swallowing and digesting this over and over again. It's literally bordering abuse.
So what Jaguar is saying now is she thinks that if Ms. Mesha is an actual survivor, doing all of these interviews But yeah, like I was saying, like she's doing herself an injustice by continuing to go to all these different channels and retell and keep telling and keep telling and keep talking and stuff. Because if you put out information in one video, regardless if you putting out most of the same information in each video, if it's not the same, people are going to critique you on it. They are going to do that. And the worst thing you can do in a situation where you may be in a position to greatly affect so many people by breakthrough of change, you got to be mindful of how much you say and you do until that time. You really do. Because you have opposing energy that's trying to take. They don't want you to win. They don't want your light to be shown. So they're going to pull on your energy. And that's what's happening every time you do an interview. And you keep doing an interview. And you keep doing the interview. If your story changes at all, or if people feel like the information you're providing is more textbook than real life, or more likely to have happened, you're gonna get criticized. And you gotta understand that's on each one of these platforms you go on. Each one of them you go on. And now you're on a platform telling the same almost story. And somebody that you've mentioned on other platforms is now on this platform and challenging or contradicting what you're saying. That does not help you. And it definitely goes against the fight for the bigger cause. But if she really is a victim or a survivor, I think that she may need to stop or slow down and quit doing so many videos, because people are only looking to attack. People are mainly looking to attack or discredit or vet you, authenticate that you are more than likely telling the truth. And no, we're just the public. The real courts have to decide. The real jury has to decide. But I am telling you, the public can hurt that. So that's where I think Jaguar is coming from right now. I do really think she thinks something's not right. But she is standing on, like, you're messing up your credibility.
I understand what you're saying, because I go back and I read the video. I look at the videos.
I know you do, and I implore you to stop. They are not positive.
None of them, not even the ones we was praying on. None of them.
People online are here to feast on your pain and use it for entertainment and clicks and views and dollars. That is not what you need. You need
I need help. I'm calling out for help.
You need therapy. You need help, real help. And that's something that content creators cannot give you.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, whatever lawyer you have, everything you're saying is going to make it very hard for him to defend you in the future. And guess what? This footage will be here
forever.
You're not helping yourself.
They already talked about it out. They already know.
Helping yourself. And the
by speaking the truth,
the amount of pressure that is about to lap on you. I don't think you, sweetheart, I literally came here as a gesture of love, because when I see somebody going down a dangerous path when they're about, oh no, I don't think you understand, my dear.
I understand what you're saying, because my mom said the same thing, but at the end of the day, it's the truth.
Sweetheart, what you're doing to yourself, it is cruel. It is cruel, okay?
Still get
do you understand what do you hear what you're listening to?
Okay. I have 3 witnesses outside of that. You're going to be proud of me, Jackie. Right now, the most important thing for you to do is information. Already done. Before you said it, already been done. It's She gonna fail tomorrow, watch, because she's too high strung. You probably gonna pop a couple.
She the one that told my story first. Miss Jaguar, I really don't care what Adrian got to say, 'cause I told her don't get on live and don't say anything.
What the hell is going on? So again, I'm hearing this person, Adrena. I'm hearing this person's name again. Okay, whoever this person is, this person knows Miss Mesha. So it sounds like Miss Mesha told Adrena the story first, and then Adrena was the one who came out and started talking Mesha's story. That's what Miss Mesha's saying. Now Miss Mesha told her the story, but she told the lady not to talk about her story, and she came out and told her story first. So then Mesha had to come out after that. That's what she's saying. And it sounds like she upset about it. Y'all, something ain't right.
Don't say nothing. I was venting to her. She shouldn't have went live and said nothing.
Now that's true. I will say, if somebody is telling you something in confidence, and then they tell you don't talk about it or don't say nothing, or you're speaking to them in confidence, and if you trust them and y'all have that type of relationship, then you wouldn't be worrying about her going out or him going out and telling someone. Not if you're telling them something of value and personal to you, and you're trusting them with that information. It need to be somebody that you have absolute complete trust in, or it needs to be somebody that you're testing to see if you got a snake amongst you. But from the way Miss Mesha sounds, it sounds like whoever this lady is that she's talking about, this person told her story, told Miss Mesha's story before Miss Mesha told her story. And that's a problem. I would have a problem with that too. Especially if I didn't give her permission to do it. Because then I'm like, what? We gonna have a problem. But you see how Jag is looking? Jag looking like, see? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And it's like right now, we can't really, I don't have a reason to completely discredit Miss Mesha yet. Although I will say that her credibility has been tainted. Which is exactly why you don't talk about other people's story. You talk about your own as it happened. As you know it happened.
She did. I went for her to help. She didn't help. She reached back out to me because she knows the truth. The truth will come out whether this, that, or all in the court. But you're right. That's why we're telling him I really don't want to do any more lives, because
she sounds like she really upset. But at this point, I don't know if it's, at this point, I'm not really sure if it's for her story or her credibility. I don't know. I don't know yet. But she really do sound upset. Like she's not happy with the other person speaking out for her before she can speak herself, type thing.
It's not helping. I'm thinking I can release and talk about it, but it's not helping. But people in the world need to be aware of the things that's going on.
This is not healthy. This is not therapy. Prostrating everything that happened to you before a group and a pit of vultures is not helping you.
It's not, but it happened to me, and I've been shut up all my life. I've been shut up all my life. They've been telling me to shut up.
The woman that brought you online is now contradicting everything you're saying.
That's her.
She fired Lionel, and now you're being represented by him. There are conflicts of interest in this thing out the wazoo. Please stop this now. Adria has said things that she's witnessed about drug use regarding you. I don't know what
drug use she regards me. She saw me, because I don't, what drug she saw me do? Other than me send her Bible scripture, other than me praying with her.
All right, then tell me about Yellow Beezy's house. You being at Yellow Beezy's house.
I told her incident where he saw when Diddy told them to kill me. That's what I said. I didn't tell her get on live and repeat that. They ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't know nothing about Yellow Beezy house. She know about it. Tell her where the spot's at. Since she knows so much. I don't know nothing about that.
You just said
What?
that he did what at Yellow Beezy's house?
I said, I told her that he's telling people to kill me. I was staring at him.
You know that house is a trap house.
Is it? It's because it's not a house.
Why were you there?
Because I live in the same place.
Well, look, let me just put a pin in this for just now, because I think a lot of things are getting brought up.
What about Adrian trying to save Anthony Galloway when he was a fucking pimp to her and me? What about that? She don't want to. Don't. We're not gonna lie. We're gonna tell the truth. We're gonna tell the truth. We're gonna tell the truth. She want to lie. She want to cover herself because she got scared yesterday. Even off me and her, we talk every day, and she already
get scared
because she knew how old I was, and she used me as blackmail to get a fucking apartment that didn't get paid up for 6 months. She got scared because her and Anthony came up with this idea. They got on. He became a model. She started going to Miami. She started being the main girl freak off. Her and Superhead were into it. I remember all this stuff.
What? So the lady she's talking about, this Andrina person, knows Corinne Steffens? Something ain't right. There's some animosity going on here between this Miss Mesha lady and whoever this Andrina lady is. Whoever this Andrina lady is, there is some tension there between them two. Where apparently they went from Miss Mesha being trusting enough in her to tell her, well, she said she was venting to her about what had happened to her. But she didn't expect from the Andrina lady to go out and tell her story first. And then apparently the Andrina lady is telling some of the story and not all of the, not giving a complete picture. This is why, like, oh my gosh. Woo, let me just go ahead and tell y'all, a lot of y'all gonna fall out with a lot of people. If it hasn't already started happening to you, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Y'all gonna fall out with a lot of people. Y'all not gonna see people the same no more. Y'all not gonna want to be around these people no more. I'm telling you, that's happening everywhere. That's gonna continue to happen for a while. But that's definitely a situation here. Where it seems like Miss Mesha and Andrina, they're not even on talking terms at this point. But apparently they share in this life. A time together. This is sickness though. Oh, Woo!
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys can hear me. I'm hoping you guys can hear me. I'm going to put a pin in this just now. We're kind of touching on topics and areas where
you think discredit me. I got her recording a minute in. I got recorded. See, everybody playing chess think I'm playing checkers. I got her recorded. I got her recorded I recorded our conversations. So she can discredit me all she wants. She's recorded. Well, girl, I know, but we're going to tell the people. The people don't need to know this. The people don't need to know this. The people don't need to know this. We're just going to put this narrative. She did this, not me. I told her, don't talk about me because I need a lawyer. Okay, I found somebody to represent me. I got to wait till after the holidays. And then after I get my lawyer I already know. I send them
video. Protesting going
all right, so I don't know if my mic wasn't working before, if it is now. But let's just put a pin in this whole narrative just for a second. I think a lot of the topics that are being brought up here weren't really ones that perhaps Mesha expected to be thrown to her. And I just want to sort of just de-escalate this for a second.
Well, I'm not upset. I want to get clarity.
I got upset at Adria because she already taken me.
Has been drugged into this.
And I didn't tell her to get on there. I told her that in confidence. I said, I don't know Jaguar. She didn't know who I was. They was just telling a story. I just told, and she got on there and well, let's talk about this. And because she's high in the car. I didn't tell her to do that. I was on there. I really started scratching like, I don't want to talk about it. This supposed to be the sign and leave me alone. I don't want to talk about it. She kept talking. Okay, now she's talking and we on live. And I did say that. So I will say that I said the things that I've said. And I said the things that I've said, you know, and I can admit that I said it, but it was not for her to use my story or not for her every conversation we have to get on live or get on somebody's podcast and tell people I was confiding in her. And the confining is, you remember me, right? Because I was crying for this girl. I wanted to go. I looked at her as a mother. I was crying for her. And she left me with him. She got her apartment. We did get jumped. We did.
Y'all know this girl she talking about? Because my gosh, it sounds like they went through some stuff.
We got jumped. She was mad at me. And she told me I couldn't go upstairs because I was trying to run away to her. She left me multiple times. And I still, not necessarily befriend her, but I still associated myself with her because she is my proof. I've been screaming on the inside for so long. And I've been talking, that guy says, speak.
I'm sorry, I'm just monitoring the chat. It's a bad habit. I've been dealing with these things online for so long.
Jag, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of what you're throwing at Mesha tonight is based off of her memories.
You were saving people.
Her memories.
I remember it was like something. It was something like where you could get dressed behind it. I remember stuff.
So
I never said you hurted nobody. I said you helped. That's what I told her. I told her that you were helping.
When did I help you? I don't know you, ma'am. This is the
you
problem.
Keep saying, but that's the narrative. Everybody gonna say they don't know me. Okay, I don't know you. You don't know me, Jaguar, and I apologize for even bringing your name up. I apologize for even bringing your name up because I don't know you.
Let me just interject.
I'm gonna need you to produce evidence of something.
Yeah, let me
real.
Only once I get into it. Once I
need to say something for one moment without interruption.
I will. My only evidence is that police report that Alec has, and she gave it to the insurance people to keep it for the court.
And my name is involved in that somehow.
So whenever I get in contact with her, because you witnessed stuff, so you are on it for witnessing stuff.
What?
What did you witness?
Right.
No,
just I don't know. Listen.
I don't want to keep talking about it. I'll give you my number. We can talk off the line.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I'm so confused. This is confusing. And see, this is why this type of stuff don't need to be done in front of people. Because her and Jaguar could have talked offline. Now, from what Jaguar is saying, she only met this lady on somebody else's channel. Somebody else's channel. Through somebody else, Natanya. Okay? So I don't know if they didn't exchange numbers or whatever the case, but they could have talked offline about this, because it would have saved Jaguar time coming on to this channel to stand on her name. She wouldn't have had to do that if they could talk in the background. So I don't know. This is woo. And this is how you also can get burned, where you start out on a course with your partner in crime, and then along the way, you realize this is not who you thought it was. This is going to continue to happen. It's going to happen to many people. It's really sad. But the one thing about me as a survivor, I didn't tell the people that I told about my abuse are scattered. They're scattered, and they only know parts of what I told, and they don't know the same parts. They don't know the same parts. So, and I never told anybody the entire story. It's a lot of survivors like that. But when you tell your story to someone and you think they have your best interest, and then they use your story to help their cause without your permission, that's a problem. And it can cause problems. And we on the outside looking in and don't really know who's authentic and who's not. You don't know, because this is weird. People only know what you come out here and tell them. So if somebody out here is mentioning your name and then they're talking about your story before you even come out to tell it, that can be damaging to you. So I understand Mesha here and I understand Jag here, but this is a hot mess. I don't wish this on anyone. And I don't know who this lady is. I need to find out who this lady is.
I don't know if anyone can hear me. I don't know if my mic's working. This is... Can anyone hear me? Can someone just let me know if they can hear me?
This is very troubling for me. I hear you, Ron.
Okay,
you know
hear me.
it's
Okay.
serious if I call you Ron.
Yeah, so answer me this, Jag, right? So a lot of this is stemming off of this memory that Mesha is saying she has of meeting you, which you say you've no recollection of.
No,
Is it not? No.
happened.
That's fine. I understand that. So in your experience with being a survivor, right, and you have these memories, and you have people who start pulling things apart. Have you never experienced a time where you have believed solidly that something has happened, but the trauma, the medication, the alcohol, the baby oil, all of this can just warp things to a point?
I thought I was
Can
dead.
warp
I couldn't
things.
believe I was alive.
I mean, because
That's how I
I
felt.
think,
I have been
are you
passed out
not?
and bleeding out in the trunk of that car for so long.
No,
When
no,
they came and
I
took me
get.
out, I thought I was dead. I didn't even realize I
So
was still alive.
all I'm saying is it not? Is it not more likely that when we look at the slice of all the information Misha's put over, is it not possible? Is there not room for discussion that perhaps that memory is a fragmented memory? It could have been.
Do you want to know why I don't discuss all of the abuses against me in detail online?
Well, no, that's not what I was asking.
Do you want to know why?
Because it can be used, probably because it can be used against you.
I already put it out there. I would just talk about the stuff that she put out there, but I haven't talked about everything.
No, please let me speak.
Okay.
I haven't talked about everything.
Please let me speak, ma'am. I don't talk about them because they're horrific. I don't even like thinking about them. The night terrors that I still experience to this day traumatize me even still at times when I'm caught off guard. All of my years of therapy and self-work have taught me sharing the details of these stories can do nothing more than hurt or enrage someone else's mind.
But would you not also say though, Jag, at the start when you were reliving this and telling these stories, that was part of your process and journey and breaking through?
I was gang raped by 5 men who came through my door with guns, and they stayed for just over 2 days. The scar right here, just under my cheek, it's very light now. That's where they put the cigarette out of my face. I know what urine tastes like. I know what feces tastes like. They did both in my mouth. I was cut, I was beaten, and I was burned. And guess what? That's me keeping it light, G.
Yeah, I understand.
Do you want to know why me telling all of that is pointless? Because it has nothing to do with who I am right now.
You better say
okay,
that.
But I don't think that's what the point of what I was saying was. It's not about who you are right now. It's about who you were at the beginning when you were dealing with all this, when you were coming out, when you were telling your story.
Yeah, no. I never told this to anyone. I didn't discuss any of this with anyone. It is gaudy and it is unnecessary. And it is something that should be kept between the confidence of a lawyer or your therapist. This is not for public consumption.
Do you not feel that it's also representing Jag? If you're representing survivors, right? And by all means, we can see Mesha's been through a lot and has her own story to tell. Do you not think that this conversation would have been handled better for her in a different way?
I get what Ron is saying. That Miss Mesha seems to have a story. Why don't allow her that space to tell her story where she doesn't have to feel like she's under such strenuous pressure. I don't think Jaguar has a problem with that. I think that Jaguar has a problem with her coming out in the public and speaking to so many platforms and taking money from people to give her story, because they can taint it just from you taking money. They can taint your situation. But if you say something about someone that's not your own account, and that person then comes out and stands on their name to challenge what you said about them as not being true, you're going to have a problem. If what you said was not truth. Ooh, this is the type of stuff that I just don't want survivors to go through. But for a lot of survivors, they really don't know who to trust and who not to trust. They're constantly looking for that security in someone. And when somebody shows an inkling of belief or trust, for some of these survivors, they hold on to that. They attach to that. And they think you really care. And the whole time that person has selfish interests that survivor may not know anything about. And it hurts them. It does hurt them. And then they're back in this cycle again where they trusted somebody or thought they could trust that person. And that person was a fraud or wasn't a person that they could trust with their space, their energy. This is heartbreaking.
No, I